There's something about classic locomotives that simply can't be replicated. It's not just the smoke cutting through the sky or the whistle echoing through the valley. It's presence. It's raw power forged in steel. These are machines that even decades after leaving the main lines, still make engineers, enthusiasts, and even younger generations stop and stare. Have you ever wondered how some locomotives built in the early 20th century are still seen as benchmarks in performance, speed, and durability? Today, we're taking a journey through time to uncover the 10 classic locomotives that modern technology still hasn't managed to surpass. These were machines that broke limits, set records, and remain unbeatable in ways no current locomotive has been able to replicate. Get ready to rediscover the icons that shaped railroad history and understand why, in many ways, the past still leaves the present in the dust. Stick with me, because the last locomotive on this list will challenge everything you thought you knew about speed on rails. EMD F7. Introduced in 1949 by the Electromotive Division in the United States, the EMD F7 was a game-changer in rail transport. During the transition from steam to diesel, this locomotive stood out for its ruggedness, versatility, and durability, making it a standard across dozens of railroads. It featured a 16-cylinder V-Type 567B two-stroke diesel engine, delivering 1,500 horsepower. Its electric traction ensured steady torque, even under heavy loads, and the progressive throttle made operations smooth and efficient, especially on challenging terrain. The electric control system allowed precise handling, while the suspension with coil springs offered great stability on long hauls. Its Blomberg B trucks distributed power evenly, making the F7 reliable in almost any track condition. Visually, the F7 was iconic. Its bulldog nose design gave it a bold, unmistakable look. Rhythmic growl of its engine could be heard long before the train appeared on the horizon. Used for both passenger and freight services, the F7 covered thousands of miles across deserts, mountains, and plains. Few locomotives matched its mix of power, simplicity, and resilience. Even today, many F7 units still run on tourist lines or are preserved in museums. Some modern rail companies have studied its design to understand how such efficiency was achieved with straightforward engineering. A true legend on the rails, and this is just the beginning. The next locomotive brought style and sound that technology still hasn't managed to recreate. Alco PA. Launched in 1946 by the American Locomotive Company, the Alco PA quickly stood out as one of the most remarkable diesel locomotives of its era in the United States. It was developed as a direct competitor to EMD's leading models, but followed its own path by blending performance, visual presence, and bold styling. It was powered by the 4-stroke 244 engine, a 16-cylinder V-type that delivered 2,000 horsepower. This configuration allowed for quick acceleration and reliable performance on long-distance express passenger routes, even in challenging conditions. Its transmission was electric, delivering smooth power transitions. The suspension combined coil springs and hydraulic dampers, ensuring a stable and comfortable ride. The A1A truck setup distributed weight evenly, improving both traction and balance. Visually, the Alco PA was a masterpiece. Its long, aerodynamic lines, polished chrome details, and elegant paint schemes made it a rolling work of art. You couldn't miss it when it pulled into a station. But the appeal wasn't just visual. The deep metallic sound of its engine became its trademark. Many engineers claimed they could recognize a PA by sound alone. It typically ran on premium passenger services, such as the famous El Capitan. Over time, the PA was retired from mainline duty, but it was never forgotten. A few restored units continue to run, captivating rail fans at tourist railroads and special events across the country. The Alco PA was far more than a functional machine. It represented the height of American rail elegance, a true icon that remains unmatched in the hearts of rail enthusiasts even today. Southern Pacific GS4 Daylight. Introduced in 1941 by Lima Locomotive Works, the GS4 of Southern Pacific is still considered one of the most stunning steam locomotives to ever run in North America. Its red, orange, and black paint scheme was designed specifically for the luxurious Daylight passenger service between Los Angeles and San Francisco. But it wasn't just about looks. The GS4 had a 484 wheel configuration and a steam engine capable of producing around 5,500 horsepower. With a boiler pressure of 300 psi, it could reach speeds of up to 110 miles per hour, a remarkable feat in the 1940s. The power was transferred through direct drive rods, and its suspension system combined bar springs and reinforced supports to ensure smooth operation, even at high speeds. All the traction was concentrated on the driving wheels, which delivered outstanding stability. Its visual impact was hypnotic. The streamlined shrouds hid the complex machinery, giving it a futuristic, clean look. Its high-pitched whistle echoed like something from another era. Though it was steam-powered, the GS4 offered a fast, smooth, and comfortable ride. Few modern locomotives have matched its blend of speed, beauty, and elegance. Locomotive number 4449 has been restored and still runs at special events across the country. When it rolls by, crowds stop to watch. A moving masterpiece that modern machines can't outshine. Impressed? The next one ruled Britain's rails with noise, speed, and groundbreaking design. British Rail Class 55 Deltic. The British Rail Class 55, widely known as the Deltic, was one of the most powerful diesel locomotives ever built in the United Kingdom. Introduced in 1961 by English Electric, it was designed to modernize Britain's main lines and replace steam on express services between London and Edinburgh. Its secret lay under the hood. 2 Napier Deltic engines, each with 18 cylinders, delivering a combined 3,300 horsepower. This setup produced a high-pitched, continuous roar that was instantly recognizable and became a symbol of the locomotive itself. The Deltic used electric transmission with smooth throttle response. Its suspension was engineered for high-speed operation, and the Coco truck configuration allowed even weight distribution and reliable traction. Even through the tight curves of Britain's rail network, the Deltic had a commanding presence. Its long, aerodynamic body, often painted in vibrant green or blue with yellow ends, made it one of the most iconic sights on British rails during its heyday. Beyond looks and sound, the Deltic delivered impressive performance. It could reach speeds of up to 100 miles per hour and was a key figure in the golden era of UK passenger rail, representing efficiency, power, and reliability. Engineers and passengers alike loved the Deltic, and, despite technological advances, few modern locomotives have managed to match its unique blend of raw power, character, and mechanical personality. Several units have been preserved by museums and rail enthusiasts. At special events, a running Deltic still draws crowds, especially those who remember the sound that once ruled the rails. More than a locomotive, the Deltic was a revolution. It left a permanent mark on British railway history. SNCF CC7107. In 1955, France etched its name in rail history with the SNCF CC7107. Built by Alstom, this electric locomotive broke the world speed record for conventional trains at the time, reaching an astonishing 206 miles per hour. The CC7107 was powered by 6 traction motors mounted on CC trucks, delivering around 4,800 horsepower. It operated on 1,500 volts of direct current, with progressive control systems that allowed precise handling at high speeds. For the record attempt, engineers reinforced the suspension with upgraded springs and impact absorbers, keeping the locomotive stable on straight tracks. The traction was balanced and evenly distributed, maximizing performance without wheel slip. Though its design was simple, long body, low cab, straight lines, it was built for function. It wasn't flashy, but its performance was unmatched. The 1955 record was set alongside the BB 9004, but it was the CC7107 that crossed the finish line at peak speed. In daily operation, it ran express passenger services between Paris and southern France. It proved that reliability and velocity could coexist in one machine, even without advanced computers or modern traction tech. To prepare for the record, the team fine-tuned its balance and removed unnecessary weight, all relying on raw mechanical engineering. Today, the CC7107 is preserved as a national treasure. and more than 60 years later, very few production locomotives have surpassed its record under real-world conditions. If you love legendary machines like we do, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our deep dives into the most powerful machines that defied time and technology. And get ready! The next locomotive ruled the American Northeast for almost half a century. PRR GG1. The PRR GG1 is one of the most iconic electric locomotives in American history. Introduced in 1935 by the Pennsylvania Railroad, it was a game-changer on the rails. Sleek, powerful, and built to last. This machine ruled the Northeast Corridor for over 40 years with unmatched grace and strength. It was powered by a 25 Hz AC catenary system, delivering 11,000 volts, distributed to 12 traction motors, producing a total of 4,620 horsepower. This gave the GG1 the ability to haul long, heavy passenger trains at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. Its 2C plus 2 wheel arrangement distributed weight and traction with remarkable precision. The electric controls were ahead of their time, and the suspension used coil springs and reinforced bars, offering excellent stability even in complex urban terrain like the tunnels of New York City. What made the GG1 legendary wasn't just performance, it was design. The sleek Art Deco body was shaped by the renowned industrial designer Raymond Loewy. The streamlined curves and signature pinstripes turned every GG1 into a moving sculpture. For decades, it pulled famous trains like the Broadway Limited, serving as the face of American rail. And while many modern locomotives have come and gone, few have matched the combination of longevity, power, and speed, and timeless aesthetics. Several units are now preserved in museums, admired by engineers and rail fans alike. One GG1 even operated for nearly 50 consecutive years with minimal overhauls, a feat nearly unheard of today. Enjoying this ride through rail legends? Then don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a story about machines that made history. Up next, a German-built locomotive that redefined what fast really meant, and did it nearly a century ago. DRG Class 05002. The German DRG Class 05002 was built in 1935 by Deutsche Reichsbahn with a clear mission to break records, and it succeeded with distinction, becoming one of the fastest steam locomotives of all time. It featured a 4/6/4 wheel configuration and a high-pressure boiler that generated approximately 3,400 horsepower. In 1936, during a controlled trial, it reached an astonishing 124.5 miles per hour, 200.4 kilometers per hour, setting the world speed record for steam at the time. Its power was delivered through direct drive rods and large driving wheels, allowing it to maintain high speeds without losing control. The suspension system used bar springs and a reinforced structure to ensure excellent stability on long, straight tracks. Visually, it was futuristic. The entire locomotive was shrouded in full streamlining, covering all its mechanical parts and giving it an aerodynamic silhouette that stood out in any station. It primarily served express routes between major German cities. But it wasn't just functional. It was symbolic, representing Germany's technological pride, modernity, and efficiency. To achieve its record, engineers adjusted the locomotive's ballast and optimized the center of gravity to maintain traction even at high speeds. All of this was done purely through mechanical engineering. No computers, no digital controls. After World War II, the 05002 was retired, but its legacy endures. It's still considered a masterpiece of steam engineering and one of the most advanced locomotives ever built in its class. Today, it's preserved as a museum piece and historical reference, a true legend that proved just how far steam technology could go. New York Central J3A Hudson. The New York Central J3A Hudson class, introduced in 1937, represented a golden era of luxury and performance in American passenger rail. On the busy lines of the East Coast, the name Hudson became synonymous with excellence. With a 4/6/4 wheel setup and a high-performance boiler, the J3A delivered around 4,500 horsepower. It could reach speeds of over 100 miles per hour, making it ideal for premier express services like the legendary 20th Century Limited, running between New York and Chicago. Its direct drive rods and large diameter driving wheels offered efficient power transfer and allowed for fast, stable cruising. The suspension system, built with reinforced bar springs and steam brakes, provided reliable handling at top speed. Visually, the Hudson was a showpiece, semi-streamlined with polished finishes and bold lines. It looked as good as it performed. Its deep, metallic roar became part of the soundscape of major American cities during the night runs. Known for its punctuality and reliability, the Hudson offered passengers not only speed, but a premium experience. From the engine room to the observation car, these trains were built to impress. To this day, the J3A remains a favorite among collectors and rail historians. The iconic shape of this locomotive inspired early toy train designs across America, becoming a familiar sight in countless homes. If that was the star of American rails, the next one was a true behemoth, the largest steam locomotive ever built. Union Pacific Big Boy 48884. The Union Pacific Big Boy is, without question, the largest and most powerful steam locomotive ever built. Manufactured by Alco in 1941, it was engineered to conquer the steep grades of the Rocky Mountains while pulling extremely heavy freight without losing speed. Its articulated 48884 configuration featured 2 sets of 8 driving wheels, totaling 16 wheels of traction. The steam engine produced around 6,300 horsepower, with a massive boiler operating at 300 psi. It could haul over 8 million pounds of cargo at speeds exceeding 70 miles per hour. Thanks to its articulated design, the Big Boy could handle tight curves despite its colossal size. Power was evenly distributed across the wheels, ensuring strong grip even on steep inclines. Weighing more than 1.2 million pounds and measuring over 132 feet long, the Big Boy was a moving titan. Its deep whistle and the rhythmic pounding of its pistons became the soundtrack of the American West. It operated mainly between Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Ogden, Utah, crossing mountains and deserts with the same efficiency as flat terrain. It combined brute force with operational reliability like no other. Only 25 units were built, and a handful survive today. In 2019, Union Pacific restored Big Boy number 4014, bringing it back to life and sending it on tour across the country, drawing huge crowds at every stop. The cultural impact of the Big Boy is unmatched. No modern freight locomotive has ever matched its charisma, presence, or legacy. The Big Boy wasn't just massive, it was precise, efficient, and unforgettable. A true legend that still lives on in the memory of the rails. LNER A4 4468 Mallard. At the top of the list stands the legendary LNER A4 Mallard. Built in 1938 by the London and Northeastern Railway, this British locomotive didn't just make history, it still holds the world speed record for steam, 126 miles per hour. With a 462 wheel configuration and a high-pressure boiler producing 3,500 horsepower, the Mallard was built for speed. Its driving rods and large wheels offered not only power, but incredible smoothness and balance at high speed. The mechanical transmission was finely tuned, and its suspension featured articulated supports and spring systems that helped it remain stable at full throttle. The streamlined body, designed by Sir Nigel Gresley, was as beautiful as it was functional, painted in gleaming blue with elegant gold lettering. The Mallard served high-speed express routes in the UK, connecting major cities with punctuality and pride. On July 3, 1938, it set its record on a downhill run, a feat no other steam engine has surpassed to this day. Interestingly, the locomotive merely overheated after the run and required immediate maintenance, but the record had already been secured and cemented in rail history. Now preserved at the National Railway Museum in York, the Mallard is more than a locomotive. It is the queen of steam, and, despite today's advancements, it remains the pinnacle of steam-era engineering. These weren't just machines. They were milestones in an age where engineering knew no limits. Locomotives that crossed deserts, scaled mountains, defied time and still outperform many modern models in power, presence, and design, strength, speed, history, and soul. These locomotives prove that sometimes the past still does it better. Now tell us, which one of these legends would you love to see in action? Which one impressed you the most with its performance? And if you could have one sitting in your backyard, which would it be? If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. It's a huge help to the channel's growth. It tells YouTube that this content matters, and it helps us reach more rail fans just like you. Stay tuned, because every week we bring you new videos exploring the most incredible machines that ruled the rails and reshaped history. See you in the next video.